going on, guys? TG-16 here with Wii-kly Review, and today we're going to be doing a review of Final Soldier, the classic space shooting game from Hudson Soft that came out in 1991 for the TurboGrafx-16. So guys, let's go ahead and start the review for this amazing space shooting genre-based game. Welcome guys to Final Soldier. This game was made by Hudson Soft in 1991 for the TurboGrafx-16. It was unreleased out of Japan until it arrived on the Virtual Console. So let's go ahead and show off the game. Now you have three other options that you can choose from, but we started just the regular normal game. So basically let's talk about the story while we're playing. Basically, it is the 25th century, and a warp hole or a warp zone has basically appeared on Earth near the Atlantic Ocean, and we have enemies that have like enhanced fighting machines and like biomechanical creatures and stuff, and they are known as the Gader'el. It is up to us, not just the United States, but the whole entire world to come together and help to create the Dryad, which is the ship that we are piloting, to take out the Gader'el and defeat them completely before they head back into the past and destroy the entire Earth as we know it. So basically the game is fairly simple, just moving around and shooting, shooting with the one button on the Wii remote, and then you also have a bomb technique when you earn the bombs, which I'll basically show you what those bombs are. Basically when you pick up a bomb, the only way to pick it up is you have to blow it up, and basically I'll show you all what a bomb looks like as soon as one pops up. You also have these ships that will move around that will carry power-ups, which is that V right there, which gives me the V shot now. And there's a bomb right there. Now, while we're firing, we can also use those bombs as a secondary fire ability, which is pretty cool. It gives it even more of a range for when you're fighting against a lot of other ones, so they basically will fire though at the same time. And then if you want to unleash a bomb, press on the 2 button on your Wii remote and it lets out the bomb and it scatters it all over the place. So basically you're going to be going through this game through 7 stages, each of them revolving around different zones. And at the end of each one, you will fight against 2 bosses. You'll have a mini-boss, and then you'll have the actual boss at the end. So let's go ahead and show off a boss battle. So guys, we're getting ready to take on our first boss. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to beat him. Now it's pretty simple. It's basically going to be these 2 really huge mechs that are going to be firing missiles at us and literally bombs. So since we're all powered up with our V-shot, we should be able to take these guys out no problem. But you're not going to always run into 2 different enemies at the same time. Now, as you start taking out more of the bosses, they're going to start unleashing a little bit more of their bombs and attacks and stuff, like how he's doing right now. He's really unloading those bombs now because he knows he's about to get killed. But basically, the game has a really great difficulty, but it's not like so challenging that it's going to literally make you throw your controller and just burst in anger like, ah! It's not like one of those types of games, but it has a great difficulty in terms of just challenge. Like, it's challenging, but it's not so challenging that's going to make you break your controller like how a Mega Man game can be sometimes, especially if you're not used to Mega Man or any of those types of games, like Super Meat Boy and all those other games. So if you're wanting something to really have fun with, especially since the stages are not very long, they're about maybe 5 minutes or so each, so they're pretty short. But one of the other things I want to actually mention is when you're collecting power-ups, say you go ahead and get a V-shot, and if you want to go ahead and change to like an E-beam, if you just go ahead and grab the E-beam from one of the ships that lets out that item, like say if that was an E-beam, it would still be in the most powered-up position because you already have a power-up above 3. So basically, that's basically how it works. But basically, you'll fight against mini-bosses, you'll fight against regular bosses, you'll fight against lots of different types of enemies, like underwater, you'll fight against submarines, you'll fight against like a mechanical biological owl and stuff, and just really, really sometimes some weird stuff in this game, but that's what Japanese guys can come up with. They can come up with some amazing games. And apparently, when I really first heard of the Star Soldier series, I didn't think if it was anything good. But then I started to go ahead and dabble into it, and I literally fell in love with it, because the Star Soldier series games are not anything like a bullet hell, I would say, but they are challenging to a certain degree to make it so that even if you're new to space shooters, it will give you a difficulty that is not going to be so excruciatingly hard, but it will at least challenge you, which is the thing I like that a game can also do. Also, if you wanted to be able to increase your ship's speed, you can actually press on the minus button and it will basically give you a different flight type of way that you can move your ship around. But basically, I'm going to give this game a 9 out of 10 because it is a really great game. And the only thing I would have liked to really have, if they would have done it, is I would have liked to hear like a sound test track thing. I would love to be able to have some of these songs and stuff like on an iPod or anything like that. I know I don't own an iPod, I'm just saying. But anything like for me to carry around on my PSP or my 3DS just to listen to, because the graphics and the music are superb for this the TurboGrafx-16. So guys, I do hope that you enjoyed my game review of Final Soldier on the TurboGrafx-16. And guys, until then, this has been Tails86 with Wii-kly Review. Take care. Later.